Okay, we're going to use the pad string. Now, I've got it sort of commented out down here, pad string. If you remember when we used pad string and we opened up the parenthesis, it gave us what the arguments were that we needed to send in. So let's see if we can make some sense out of that. So instead of printing a message, let me just comment that out. I know that on this one, the first string is larger than the second string, so it's the second string that needs to be padded. So I can do that with b string 2 equals pad string, and oops, it's because I didn't do g pad string. G.pad string, and now I've got my arguments. So I need the string that I am trying to pad, which is b string 2, the number of places that I need to pad. Now that is a problem at the moment because I've got to do a mathematical calculation to work out how many places I need, and the character. So to begin with, I'm going to put in my string. I'm going to work out the number of places elsewhere, and I'm going to put the character. So this one needs to be b a string 2, and don't forget the result is going to be a new b string 2, so they should be the same size. B string 2, number of places, I'm just going to put n for the time being, and the character that I want to pad with is the 0. So there we have the function call, and really all I need to do is work out what this value n is, and I know how to work out the length of a string, so I should be able to work out how to take the two away from one another to get a value for n. So I can do that. N equals the length of b string 1 So that's the larger one. If I take it away, or take away the smaller one, then I will get a value. So if b string 1 was 4 and b string 2 was 3, I'm going to get a value n of 1. So let's try that one. We've only written one out of all of the bits and pieces that we need, so we'll just test this one. Let's put that back in so that we can see that one working and know we're there. So we're only testing it when the first string is larger than the second, so we need to remember that when we do the testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the second one is 1, 2, 3, so the first one is larger than the second one. String 1 is larger than string 2. It's padded the string and returned it with a leading 0. Okay, convince yourself that the program is working. Now I'm going to tidy up the program a little bit by actually doing what I did down here with g.padString and just keep calling functions. I'm not going to set a variable here to do it. I'm going to take that equation, so I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to exchange it for that value n there. Okay, so I no longer need that, and I no longer need the print string, and I now have my function call to make b string 2 a padded version. We're going to do the same with the second one. Let's just keep this for the time being, and let's go over it. So if b string 1 is smaller than b string 2, then we need to increase the length of b string 1. So b string 1 is equal to g dot pad string, And this time I'm going to use n. I'm just going to put them in. What is my string? My string is b string 1. Number of places I'm going to type it in, which is the length of b string 2, because that was the larger one. B string 2, take away the length of b string 1, and we're going to put zeros as the padded letter. Okay, so we've got a 0 padded string. Okay, so now we've got both b string 1, b string 2 working. So we should hopefully be able to have same length strings with the correct one being padded. So let's run the program. Let's close it down and run again, running out of real estate. There we go. So enter the first binary number. Let's do it so that the first one is smaller than the second one. There we go. So the first one was smaller, so it's padded the correct one. Let's run the program again. And this time let's make the first one longer than the second one. And it's padded the correct one. And the only one we've got to check is what happens when they're both the same length. So if I run my program, first binary number 1111. Oh, how do I know that was going to happen? They're both the same length. They're both the same length, and it prints out that. Now that's quite important because we had to use an elif in our program, and the else just doesn't seem to do anything. But we used, and we don't want it to do it. We don't want it to pad anything. And we used earlier on the word pass, and I'm going to use it here to say, well, just don't do anything. So if they're the same length, don't do anything. And then I've got 1 and 2 the same length. So that's my program. Let's just quickly test that I haven't broken anything, that still works. So if I enter in the same length, 111, and getting annoying, 111, there we go. It prints them out, doesn't give me a message saying that they're both the same length. So in the next video we're going to enhance this program a little bit, and we're going to try and think about how we can turn this into a function and what we can do with it.